Welcome to TMZ Live. Last night...
Welcome back.
Thank you. Last night was a huge night at the White House. It was something that we've never seen before, and by all reasonable accounts, it was a successful event.
There are a lot of people who feel, well, when you say success, depends on what you're using as your measuring
as a
stick.
UFC
as
night,
an event, as a UFC event.
It was riveting.
And there are other people who felt like it was just below the office of the White House, of the president, that this is not the kind of thing that we should be doing on the lawn of the White House. And to the people who were critics of it before it even started, there was one thing that happened that probably gives them lots of ammunition. While the fights themselves were great, every single one ended in either a knockout or a technical knockout. So as fight event, fans were thrilled. But when one of the fighters who won got on the mic with Joe Rogan, Josh Hokit kind of soured the entire evening.
I'm here with the winner, Josh Hokit. Josh, once again, you proved the doubters wrong, moved to 10-0, and knocked out one of the biggest knockout artists in the history of the sport.
I'm the man with the plan, the beast that's ready to feast. You know what? The speech. Hey, shout out to Trump for having the balls to put some like this on. And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay,
Josh Hokit.
so he's actually done this before, and mixed reactions in the crowd. We got Shane Gillis out, which I thought was really interesting. Our DC guys got Shane Gillis out.
He was there at the event.
Remember, he is the one that told that joke at the Kevin Hart roast about a lynching.
Yeah.
And Charlie and Jacob thought, who better to ask about that, quote, joke than Shane Gillis?
Yeah, listen to what happens when Charlie's asking the questions here. And you can tell Charlie is surprised by Shane's reaction.
What do you think of him saying Michelle Obama's a man?
I didn't love that.
Didn't love it? How come?
Jump in, Shane. Why do you think?
A lot of people have said the opposite. That's why I...
Oh, I don't like Trump.
Yeah.
So he doesn't say,
like
he says, why do you think, when Charlie said why. That to me means he thought it was out of bounds.
Yeah, it went over a line, which what's interesting there is you would think that the line is much further away for Shane Gillis, who is, but maybe, you know, context makes a difference here. So being at a roast or being.
So we want to talk to somebody who knows this world and understands, you know, whether this event was appropriate at the White House.
Right. So joining us now to talk about it is Jemele Hill, writer for The Atlantic, also very successful podcast host. Jemele, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being with y'all.
So what'd you think? What'd you think of the event itself?
So, and listen, I want people to understand, I'm not one of those people that is super precious about the White House in the sense of, like, I understand that it's the people's house, but I think there are times, and there's certainly history has proven them out, where the president has decided to hold maybe events or things that feel like events that Americans can take part of, be proud of, that sort of thing. So this event was characterized as being a celebration of America and being a gift to Americans, even though it's on Paramount and you had to be a subscriber to watch it. But that's beside the point. Okay, if this is supposed to represent the best of America, what about this represented the best of America? You have someone, as you just played the video of Josh Hokit, who says something disgusting about a former first lady. And this is somebody who has a history of that. So is this guy supposed to represent me as an American? All right, you have, in general, like I think it's always great to celebrate, acknowledge veterans who are current, who are in the past, first responders. And I thought that part of it was good. And I agree with you all that the fighting itself, the actual sport of it, the fights were very good. But when you consider the context is what this is supposed to mean, everything about this felt gaudy. It felt narcissistic. It was like Temu WrestleMania to me. And I don't know if that's the correct representation for America, and especially this sport in particular. Because look out in the crowd. Did you see a lot of diversity in the crowd? Did you see this felt like a Trump rally. This didn't feel like a rally or a celebration for America, something to bring everybody in. Compare this to the New York Knicks, who just won the NBA title. You know what you saw when you looked in this, saw the footage of the streets of New York? You saw people from different backgrounds, different races, different socioeconomic ladders. You saw people from, even though this is the 5 boroughs, this all represented America. You saw perfect strangers hugging each other, high-fiving each other. You saw kids, old people. That is America.
That's
okay?
true. But let me challenge you on this for a minute. That, you know, every president has had events at the White House. And, you know, Obama had Hamilton, you know, a play. And there have been numerous people, you know, Ronald Reagan, concerts, opera, everything else. UFC is part of American culture right now. And yes, it's not for everybody, but neither is opera and neither is Hamilton. But presidents choose to do it. And this was an event, and it may not be for everybody, but it feels to me elitist to say this is beneath the dignity if millions of people embrace it, and especially if, and I get your point about diversity, and I think what that fighter said was despicable, and I agree with you, but it didn't define the event. And even if it's not your cup of tea, it doesn't have to be highfalutin for it to be at the level of dignity.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either. What I would say is, like, for example, we know the White House has an Easter egg event every year. To me, that's perfectly in line with what I would say would represent the values of America or the values of the American people. This is for kids. This is a time to come together, those kinds of things. But when the problem with UFC is that even though millions of people watch it, it's still a very specific type of fan that UFC is attracting. And we see that in the audience, and we see that by a lot of the people who support UFC. And that, to me, is not a broad coalition of necessarily Americans. And maybe some of this was also timing as well, because we're at a point now where people are worried about gas prices, they're worried about food, they're worried about basically surviving the day. And you have this ostentatious event of fighter jets and all of this sort of performative patriotism taking place, and it just felt out of place. The thing about Hamilton, everybody might not love opera, and I've gone to see Hamilton, and trust me, I don't even like musicals, right? Not at all. I had free tickets. I was like, okay, I got to check this out because this is supposed to represent a real cultural moment, and I loved it. But the story that Hamilton is telling is the story of America. And that's the difference. That's a different.
Yeah, but Frank Sinatra performed for Ronald Reagan, and he wasn't necessarily.
But and you didn't say this, Jemele, but I feel like, and I've heard this criticism from others, that it's not just that it was, if it had been a UFC event and it's at the White House and all that, but at times it felt like this was really about a birthday present to the president, right? And that,
precisely.
And the UFC spent a lot of money, $60 million. They're probably going to lose money on this, but they still spent it because it's this big spectacle and honestly felt like a gift to the president. Like, happy birthday, sir. Look at what we're doing on the lawn of your house.
Well, that's why I said that this very much felt like a Trump rally. It didn't feel like something that was necessarily for everyone to enjoy and partake in, because so much of the broadcast, even listening to it, is like they were glazing Trump like every 10 minutes in between the crypto ads, where it was just like, if you were considering what the perceptions of Americans are, by other countries, there's this sort of idea of the showboating, ostentatious, kind of rude American. If you were watching this, you would be thinking, you know what? They never beaten the allegations. Oh, yeah, they are never beating the allegations.
I hear you, but look, what's the difference between throwing that birthday party and throwing a birthday party in 1962 for John F. Kennedy at Madison Square Garden, where Marilyn Monroe comes out and they have huge birthday cakes, and the DNC, instead of UFC, look at the DNC, yeah, they're footing the bill for it. What's really the difference?
Well, the difference is that's at Madison Square Garden. That's not like on the White House lawn.
I know.
It's purported to be what it is.
That's the difference.
But the White House lawn is like, well, the White House is considered to be the people's house. That's why it's called that. It's supposed to be representative of this country. And this was a different sort of feel, because this all did feel very much, this was about sort of sucking up to Donald Trump. and glazing him as much as possible. It didn't really feel like something that was meant for America to share in. The World Cup is going on in America right now. And the World Cup, that feels like America. You have people from other countries coming around completely fixated about discovering Cracker Barrels and and slushies.
Jamele's right. You should see these videos are hilarious.
They're
People
amazing.
coming, like,
They're amazing. And
looking
Golden
up-
Corrals. Like, they are
Going to
giving
Buc-ee's.
America the best press you can possibly imagine, and talking and raving about the hospitality of Americans in all parts of the country, and seeing different people celebrate on our land. That is America.
But
That is what represents us.
look, I mean, you cover this. How do you can't deny that UFC is wildly popular as a sport. And in terms of America, you're never going to get full America at any event, but it's a contender for being one of the top draws in sports, I would think, unless I'm wrong here.
I don't doubt its appeal, but it's certainly not the NFL, and it's not even the NBA, which is a very global sport. And we see sort of the diversity that it attracts to the game. And that's the thing. The fighters, certainly there's diversity among the fighters, but I think you'd be lying to yourself if you didn't say there's a feel and a texture that is very rooted in MAGA in this. Right now, at a time where the president has a historic low approval rating of 28%. And these fighters were handpicked, or at least the Trump administration had a great deal of influence in deciding who was going to fight. So naturally, of course, you would expect him to pick people who are very pro-Trump. But that's the thing, is that at a time where people don't feel very good about the president, how exactly is this for anybody other than the president himself?
Okay.
I will say, though, Jemele, if you go to a regular UFC event, the audience is a lot more diverse than what we saw last night.
And I've been to one. I've been to one. I've been to one. I went to one in Anaheim a few years ago. I mean, it's still real male, which you would expect.
Yes, no, it's very male. That's true.
Yes, it's very male, which you would expect.
But it's not as white.
No, it's not as white. And there were shades of this that were kind of uncomfortable because it was very clear who the audience they wanted to be.
Well, there may have been more diversity on Paramount Plus.
Correct. True statement.
Jemele, thanks so much.
Hey, we really appreciate
it. Always
you
great
coming
talking
on.
to
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
All right.
See ya.
Coming up.
Well, the trustee of Nick Reiner's trust that his parents had set up for him is waving the white flag.
Here's the deal. Nick Reiner's entitled to the money. And it seems that the trustee was trying to figure out a way not to give him the money so he could hire Alan Jackson.
Be right back.
Well, the trustee of Nick Reiner's trust that his parents had set up for him is waving the white flag. We told you last week that Nick Reiner was fighting to try and get his hands on this money. And the reason he wanted this money, which he says has been owed to him since he was 30, he is now 32, but he wanted that money specifically so he could go out and rehire Alan Jackson to represent him in his upcoming murder trial.
So the trustee, look, here's the deal. Nick Reiner's entitled to the money. And it seems that the trustee was caught up in the grisly nature of what Nick Reiner did and was trying to figure out a way, and just trust me on this, figure out a way not to give him the money so he could hire Alan Jackson, who is going to mount a not guilty by reason of insanity defense, which could open a door for Nick Reiner to ultimately get out. And
Although if he got that verdict, he wouldn't be out.
Wouldn't be out immediately, but the way California law has worked in terms of institutionalization, there is a very good chance Nick Reiner would get out. So that's the backdrop to this. But the reality, as Charles said, is that he was due half of the money in the trust. There's 1.7 million in the trust. He's due half of that at age 30, a year before the murders. And there's no argument that he shouldn't get it. And
they were trying to make the argument, but you're saying
it's not a good one. Not a good one.
Yeah, it's not a good argument because the trust documents don't give the trustee discretion. At age 30, he had to disperse these funds to Nick and he is entitled to them. The trustee has discretion around some of the distributions, maybe at 35. That would be another argument. But the money he's already been owed and should have been in his possession is just his.
Did the trustee say something about they were investigating whether or not?
That makes no sense.
Right.
There's nothing to investigate. What is interesting about this is that why didn't Nick Reiner get that money in 2024 when he turned 30? There is reference in the documents that were filed, a letter that Nick Reiner was considered an incompetent adult and therefore didn't get the money because he wasn't about to contest it, and apparently his parents were paying for his room and board. And so the money just sat there. But what's fascinating about it is his public defender says in this letter that she wrote to the trustee, she says, we don't view him as an incompetent adult. That is so different from what Alan Jackson was presenting.
Right.
You know, and that's what's really interesting is that the public defender seems to be saying he's not an incompetent adult. Well, if he's not an incompetent adult, how would the insanity defense work?
Yeah, if that lawyer, the public defender, is potentially maybe undermining the ability of mounting this defense, maybe helping with the trust documents or the sort of trust money getting to him, but hurting him on the insanity defense. And they're different a little bit, incompetence and insanity, but still.
Does the lawyer, the PD, say we don't view him as incompetent? Does it matter if he's incompetent now or when he was 30?
No, it matters.
Right. Does that map on to the same
Were they
thing?
referring to him when he was 30?
She didn't distinguish it, but it's a really good point. Look, it doesn't really matter because
he's going to get the money.
If he's going to get the money, and if he gets the money, he's going to hire Alan Jackson. And if he hires Alan Jackson, it doesn't matter what the public defender thinks, and the public defender is never going to go before the jury.
Right.
And so Alan Jackson made it very clear he was going to mount this defense of not guilty by reason of insanity.
I brought that up with him last week, and he said, as you would expect him, he said, I can't say what my strategy would be.
He already did.
But
he didn't.
He never actually said it. He sort of insinuated when he was on the case.
Trust me on this one.
Is it enough money? That's my other question. Is it enough money?
Well, the question is, what about the other half?
Right.
And
that might be enough money.
That's unclear in this letter when the other half gets released.
Correct. So $750 is a lot of money, but Alan Jackson is a very, very expensive attorney with an expensive team. You can burn through that pretty quickly.
Guess what's worse than $750? Nothing.
I am Jasmine. I'm from Ucaipa, California, and I think that there was legitimate questions raised on whether this payout was required, and it seems like those questions weren't fully answered, and the decision to move forward was made. And I understand everyone's entitled to legal representative, but due to due diligence in matters, especially in a situation like this, I think caving to pressure before getting clarity isn't something that we should set, regardless of the circumstances set forward.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but when the trust, there's something called an irrevocable trust, which means you can't take it back. It's Nick's. And the only string attached is he needs to turn 30. He did. So in terms of an investigation, it feels like the trustee was bending over backwards not to give him the money.
Looking for a reason.
Exactly.
Right, for any reason not to.
Exactly. And there just is none.
Well, the New York Knicks are setting all sorts of records off the court after they won the NBA Finals on Saturday night.
Now I get it. I thought it was Halloween. Now I get it. Yeah.
Real funny. Listen, just because you don't have anything orange and blue to
commemorate the occasion.
But yes, their merchandise has been selling from the second the game was over. They have been selling more merchandise than any other team that has won a championship. It makes sense.
Just basketball or everything?
Well, soon to be everything. Right now, they've already taken the record for basketball. But previous record was the Lakers winning in 2020, I think.
What's the big one for sports, period?
The biggest one for sports, what was that
the
number,
Cubs
Mike?
or the Red Sox?
Cubs 2016, that's my guess.
Oh, the Cubs 20. And by the way, yes, it was the Cubs 2016, which that also made sense.
That makes
sense. That was the first time
totally makes sense.
they had won in 100 years.
Yes.
So, yes, but the projection from Fanatics is that the Knicks will surpass even that number because they were getting, at the peak, 8,000 orders for merchandise per minute.
Oh, my God.
Per minute.
Oh, my God.
I know that when I was watching the game, my friends, the second the game ended and they showed the hats that the Knicks were wearing, he was trying to order one and it said, ships end of August or something like that.
Oh,
wow,
my
right
goodness.
away.
That was right away.
Desires of one of the richest cities in America. Yeah. It is going to break every single record. Chicago, all due respect, Boston they broke the Babe Ruth curse and so forth, but nothing feels like the Knicks. And it's just a New York.
You know what's going to be?
You
know what may also break records?
What?
The parade on Thursday.
Oh.
That, I remember.
I don't even know what that's going to be. Something's going to break.
There's going to be some things on fire.
As a kid, I remember the astronauts when they first went up Mercury 7, where they had these ticker tape parades, and they were just massive. I think this is going to be even bigger.
I think you're going to have 4, 5 million people. Potentially Canyon heroes. It's going to be amazing.
People scaling walls, scaling buildings, up the light posts. It's going to be incredible.
Or a nightmare.
It could be a nightmare.
It could be.
We don't know how to
if you're
celebrate.
stuck in the middle of it, it's
15
definitely a
years.
nightmare.
Right.
But
It's going to shut
We've
down.
never been there before.
It's going to
We don't
shut
know.
down the city.
Oh, easily shut down the city.
I saw a picture of a woman on a bus. She was trying to go home, and there's people on the top of the bus like, you lady, you're not going anywhere tonight.
They look police cruisers on fire.
I'm going to incite you because I know your
What? Here we
I know
go.
your politics
What?
on this. This helped Mondami.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Oh, I didn't think you'd be so.
I mean, he takes
how
no
can
credit. He didn't do anything, but
it's
he
better
did.
for it to happen
Giving-
on your watch.
Yeah.
Sure.
And talking about giving kids a day off,
Yeah.
dancing with the
Oh, give him
crowd,
credit.
going
he
to the
looked cool
game,
in
in the
the nosebleed. He was in the
section.
nosebleeds while Trump was in the luxury box. By the way, the last time the Knicks won a
Hey.
championship in 1973, you know what happened the next year? President resigned.
Oh, you're right.
Richard Nixon resigned, so a lot of people are saying, what's going to happen
don't get your
the
hopes
year
up, guys.
after the Knicks win
It's
this
a little
championship?
different.
It's a little different time, but
Slightly different.
Yes, honey. I am in Brooklyn, New York. The Knicks have won. I will be at the ticker tape parade on Thursday, cutting up.
Wow. Really? You're already planned?
What happens with work? I mean, our bosses letting.
I didn't want to. I mean, I was thinking
No,
it. I
I
didn't
was
want to
wondering. Our
ask.
bosses letting people out to do.
Or are you about to indict yourself?
Well, I think I'm just going to have a new job where I'm just going to be the ticker tape parade girl. So my job's just going to have to
Yeah,
get
but
over
that's
it.
only going to last a day.
And by the way, it might not come up again for another 53 years. So
right. That's
Don't
just a
do
bad.
that.
It's a bad
Don't do
career
that.
move. Just trust us. Don't.
no, believe
do
me,
it.
I hope it does. I hope we're back in it many, many times.
Coming up.
West Wilson, the guy at the center of this alleged breaking of girl code, will not be back.
This happens with a lot of shows where they sanitize the show, and then all of a sudden people say, "Where's the drama?"
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Donnell Rawlings took TMZ DC on a city tour.
You know what the irony of this is? A black man takes a white person to the White House.
It's TMZ.
Well, I know you thought you'd come back from your vacation
God,
and
I was
Summer
hoping.
House drama would be over.
Oh, I was hoping.
But no, it is still going on. In fact, we just broke a story about what the Summer House cast is going to look like next season. West Wilson, the guy at the center of this alleged breaking of girl code, will not be back.
Oh, que lástima, lo siento.
And the reason has to do with...
Ojalá que se mejore pronto. I hope he gets better soon.
Wow. Thanks, Boy, you really upped your Spanish.
Yep.
Those Duolingo classes paying off.
Yep.
But yes, it has to do with Sierra, West's ex. For those who don't know, West used to date Sierra. They break up, and then West ends up getting with Amanda.
Which is fine because he had already broken up with Sierra.
Sierra and Amanda were best friends.
Yeah, so it's
and
girl
so
code, blah,
girl
blah.
code anyway.
West isn't really friends with them at all. I mean, I know you're really happy to hear that there's going to be like a part 4 now
Oh
of
my
this
God.
reunion.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
thought of
reunion,
you when they
added
announced
a bonus
the bonus
one.
episode.
A bonus?
Yes. So we're
So-
going to find out so much more tomorrow, but it seems like they're not really friends with West anymore. Like everyone kind of turned their back on him. He's not really a main character. This was like the biggest moment for him. So I feel like it's not really a loss for West to not come back, and it makes sense that he wouldn't.
So they don't
basically-
want to film with him, and
His
so
contract
they're gonna.
was-
Guess what's going to happen? This happens with a lot of shows where they sanitize the show, and then all of a sudden people say, Where's the drama? It's gone. It was so good before.
What happened?
Why was it so good before? Well, because West did this and that. And
What
West
happened
is
to
gone.
Vanderpump Rules
Exactly.
after Scandal?
Exactly.
What happened to it?
Exactly.
But he's not off the table to not come back, so we'll see if he does a cameo.
So
here.
I'm telling you, be careful what you wish for here.
We don't need him. We
You
were
really?
fine. We were fine without him for like 9 seasons.
How many reality?
join the
We-
cast?
I'm in the cast.
How many
Those are my
housewife
friends.
shows where they get rid of the villain and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it's so boring right now.
Yeah, but we had
wanted-
Summer
we
House
want-
for
we
like
want the
8
villain
seasons
back.
before West. We were just fine.
Nobody talked about it before.
I did.
I didn't.
I didn't even know the show existed.
Well, there you
Sorry.
go.
I am Brooklyn, and I live in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's convenient. That's really convenient.
It's very convenient. It works out for the brand. But I'm not a huge reality TV follower. But I will say, the day this news dropped, it was like Michael Jackson was resurrected from the dead. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
Who is West? Who is Amanda? Who is Sierra? So since I don't watch the show, I would like to say that Sierra's beautiful, and I agree with whatever she says.
Oh, you're just Team Sierra blindly? That's it?
Wait. I just got to ask you. I just got to ask you then.
Woman.
Okay, my limited knowledge is if a guy and a girl break up and one of their friends, after they've broken up, has already met the guy and they develop a relationship. Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, 1,000%. You cannot talk to that person. They're off limits. There's no question.
They're off limits.
there you go.
Like a sofa that you own.
Absolutely. They cannot be shared. It's done. It's done and dusted.
You're asking a question. She's giving you the answer.
No, I know, but I'm not satisfied.
I know you don't like the answer.
Coming up.
Jennifer Lopez opening up about divorce and how it was a positive thing in her life.
Which one?
Particularly the divorce. I knew you were going to say that. The divorce from Ben. She went on the Smart List podcast, was talking to the guys about moving on from Ben.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Jennifer Lopez opening up about divorce and how it was a positive thing in her life.
Which one?
Particularly the divorce. I knew you were going to say that. The divorce from Ben. This is what she had to say about it. She went on the Smart List podcast, was talking to the guys about moving on from Ben.
After my last divorce, I just sat there and I was like, I canceled my tour and I sat there and I was just like, you need to figure yourself out. What is going on with you? Forget about everybody else. There's nobody to blame here except yourself in a certain way. Not that people don't behave in a way that's not great, but what are you doing? What do you have going on? And that was a turning point for me.
Okay, so
I want to know what she had going on.
I want to continue my Spanish theme today.
Oh gosh.
So,
please.
Judge Marilyn Milian from the People's Court had a saying in Spanish, and I can't do it, but it is essentially this. What you're saying, I've been there. I went and had a hot chocolate and came back, so I know what you're talking about. I've heard it before. Jennifer Lopez has said this.
If you'd done it in Spanish, it wouldn't have made any more sense than it did in English.
Oh, no, it really made sense. She was great. When Jennifer Lopez has said this after every divorce. I need to be alone. I need to figure myself out. She falls in love too quickly and too hard. And she has not given herself the time that she says she's going to give herself. And she's said this before because
I think she's given herself time. We haven't seen her with anybody.
We did a documentary where we literally talked about this.
You're right. People have said this about her. Yeah, that documentary we did when they were about to get married.
That's right.
Yeah, but to your point, Harvey, she has been linked romantically to her new co-star of Office Romance, Brett Goldstein.
I don't buy that for a
People
second.
think that they have a lot of chemistry.
That's
that
called
maybe
good marketing.
They're smitten.
That's called good marketing for a film.
Definitely possible, but she's definitely still leaning into who is JLO dating, because I think for people that know her career, they also equally know her for her love life. So at this point, it's also become a business.
Well, hopefully that's what she figured out when she was trying to see what's going on with her. What's going on with her was that she falls in love too often.
And she has said this.
Too easily.
She has said this, and she says she's worked on herself. And this is
we just don't know what she figured out.
We don't know but what she's trying to figure out is I need to be comfortable with myself before I get involved with somebody else. And the theory is great. The execution is tricky.
I'm Bridie from Baltimore, but personally, I love this for her. good for JLO for using her 4th divorce to figure herself out. Self-reflection is something that everybody should embrace, especially at the young age of 56.
Right.
Thankfully, you really don't need to look inwards until you're in your 50s anyways, and I'm 3 divorces away from that. So.
Can I tell you what my problem is? When you say the young age of 56, it's not a joke to me.
I think we have a love connection.
I think so, too.
A love connection that a lot of people have been hoping to see happen. Started out when Kiki Palmer was a guest on Hot Ones. She's been on 3 times, but the last time she was on in 2025, and she's made it clear that she has kind of a crush on the host, Sean Evans. They kissed.
And it's vice versa.
Yes, and they kissed last time she was on Hot Ones, and so it seemed like there could be a spark. Well, guess what? Away from any podcast, they were out to dinner. This was not performative for anything. We got this photo of them at a restaurant in Brooklyn.
Well, they're getting married then.
They went all the way to Brooklyn. I mean, so what more do you want for commitment? We can only see Sean's face here, but he definitely is, I think,
now, we're
smitten.
positive that's Kiki.
Yes, we know from several people who were there it was Kiki.
Okay.
So,
unsurprising.
Seems like it's
unsurprising.
happening in real life. After several, like I said, she was on Hot Ones 3 times.
But wasn't it him that made the first kind of overture on Hot Ones?
No, she did.
Was it her?
She did, and then he was like very flustered by it.
I thought
and then
it
they
was...
kind of lead into it every time. This is what happened earlier this year, he was on Kiki's podcast, not Hot Ones, and she kind of put him on the spot by playing a clip of him when he was talking about Kiki.
Have you ever had a crush on a guest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to guess? Kiki Palmer.
Kiki Palmer.
Yeah. Very charming.
Oh
Very
my
charming.
gosh.
Very charming.
Everybody sent me that. And I didn't even know that you had as much fun as I would have.
Yeah.
You know, I thought to myself, like, yeah, this is just how he is at the job because you always were so professional and everything. But I was like feeling like, man, this is so much fun. I feel like me and you are like
same wavelength. I was feeling the same exact thing.
So I was gagged when you said that. Yeah. I was like, oh, so it was special.
So wait a minute.
That was a 2023 interview when he said that she was the guest he had on that he had a crush.
Could they have actually been together then and just not?
No. So basically, Kiki's done Hot Ones 3 times. The first time he did it, that's when they hit it off instantly. You could just see the chemistry.
Right.
Then later on, a couple years later, he's asked, have you ever had a crush on anyone?
What we just saw.
Right, and he says Kiki Palmer. Then she goes on again. After he says that, she's now seen the interview, and now she knows that he has a crush on her.
But she already had the crush on him.
So then they kiss, and now...
They may have been playing coy.
No, because you have to remember, she was in a relationship, she had a kid, she was with someone, this
Oh, this was the Usher concert.
Yeah, she had the baby daddy. Yes, she has a baby, and she was with Leotis's father at this time. So no, she wasn't with Sean, but there's probably always something simmering with Sean because once she saw that he said immediately he had a crush on her, she went and shot her shot on his show and kissed him. And then even in the clip that we just showed, there's a part at the end of it where there is someone says something like, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Evans. And then Sean was like, haha, I thought they were talking about me and you. Like, they're going to get married for sure.
Oh, wait, they're getting married because they were at dinner together?
They're getting married. They're getting married because their chemistry is so undeniable, and it has been for so long. They've just taken their time.
Why do they need to get married?
They don't have to get married.
Why do they need to get married?
I was telling Kyle this morning. I have been standing for this relationship since forever.
Let me ask you a question.
They're
how many people?
married.
How many people do you know who are married who have said to you, "Marriage is for me. I love being married." People who are married now. How many people?
The ones that are married with no kids.
I love this for Kiki Palmer. Get you that white boy, a man that earns. A man that yearns is a man that learns, earns, whatever. But he's been going after her for
covered a lot of
now,
things
y'all.
there.
Like, this is built the foundation. He's super into her. He's a businessman. She needs this. She needs this. Go get that white boy. Go get that bald head.
Coming up.
Gavin Newsom has a new bone to pick with the president. California's governor declared that he is under investigation.
And his wife is too.
That his wife and himself under investigation by the Department of Justice.
Be right back.
Gavin Newsom has a new bone to pick with the president. California's governor declared that he is under investigation.
And his wife is too.
Says that his wife and himself under investigation by the Department of Justice. Now, we had never heard anything like this from the DOJ or from President Trump, but this is what Gavin had to say about Trump coming after him and his family.
In recent days, federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees. Not because they found a crime, because they're simply trying to find one. Donald Trump isn't just coming after me because of my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president. To get me, he's coming after my wife, Jen, someone who has done nothing wrong other than having the temerity to advocate for what she believes in. If they can't intimidate me, they'll go after the mother of our children.
Donald Trump, retribution is not a bug with Donald Trump. It is a feature. And he has done this with, like Newsom said, he's done this with numerous people.
Right.
And he sicks the Department of Justice on his enemies or perceived enemies routinely.
Now, he
retribution is his thing.
He always says, look, I don't know anything about that investigation.
Yeah, it just happens
That's what
that
he says, but it just so happens that all of his enemies end up.
And his personal lawyer is ending up as going to be the Attorney General. So, it is unsurprising if this is true. But Gavin Newsom is all in here. I mean, he is not cowering at all.
The fact that the governor posted this video, made this declaration about the DOJ invest, does this now confirm he actually is going to run for
Well, he said he's considering
He's considering it. But I think
he's
the fact that he's saying this, it's almost like he wants to put it out there.
He's going to run for president.
If something happens, everyone knows this is what's going on behind the scenes.
He's running for president.
Yeah.
But, unsurprising, this is Trump's playbook. It just is. Okay, every weekend we put polls up on the website. Find out how you feel about things we posted last week. We did the same. Here are the results.
World Cup fever. I'm all in, or what's that? Please be I'm all in.
I think it's going to be,
oh
my
come
God.
on.
Okay, they're just haters.
I mean, maybe it just feels bigger here in LA because we have games here.
Millie Bobby Brown carrying baby and bags.
She was full-handed carrying the baby.
Very
and a bunch of
Brittany.
bags.
Very Brittany.
And Jake was not really helping out.
Totally fine. She's independent, or do better, Jake. It's do better, Jake, for sure. And
no, look at that. Look at that.
By the way,
the hell with chivalry.
See, this is.
She doesn't need him.
This happened to Brittany. Remember, with the cup and the baby, and she was in New York.
Except that there wasn't a man. Her husband wasn't there to like. What happened in this situation? You missed it. Is that her husband Jake is right next to her.
No, I get it.
Right.
But she should
People
have said
felt like he should have been.
Or she should have said, "I'm not walking until you grab one of these two." Okay. Next, last one. The ultimate winner is Blake Lively or Justin Baldoni.
She's getting some attorney's fees, but no punitive damages.
It is Justin Baldoni.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. She lost.
Because even if she gets those attorney's fees, that's just
she's
reimbursing.
She's in a shallower hole than she was.
Yes.
Okay.
Coming up.
Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau had
get a room.
Great weekend.
Get a room.
Just regular old couple having a little picnic.
A picnic, and they're like in their 40s?
Be right back.
Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau had
get a room.
Great weekend.
Get a room.
That's what some folks might have been thinking when they saw this scene playing out at a park in Santa Barbara. Just regular old couple having a little picnic.
Boy, they are
out in the
all
park.
This has been a year, right?
Yeah. I don't know what anyone's hating on.
Well, they're just two not very likable people, so people just like to hate on them. But no, that's just the reality. They I'm all for PDA. I'm down for PDA. But a picnic, and they're like in their 40s. This is like what teens do.
So
when's the last time you guys have got a picnic together and gone and canoodled on a blanket?
Can I tell you my
picnic?
Can I tell you my favorite thing?
What?
I love it when it's windy and people go to the beach for a romantic picnic and the sand just starts blowing all over the place.
Basically, you
and
just want to laugh. Anytime you can laugh at others' misfortune,
he loves people in misery.
No, and they all pretend like they're having fun.
And
they're not having fun.
miserable.
It's so funny.
Hi, I'm Katy Jemele, and I'm based in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So I have a bit of insight into this as a comedian.
Oh, do tell.
Okay, please.
We should be happy for any two people falling in love. It just, though, further confirms for me that we are in some weird draft timeline of Earth. Like, I don't know. I'm still stunned that they're together. Like, you guys uploaded the video
Yeah, no,
and
it's
it was
real.
a jump scare.
Yeah, no, I kind of thought the same thing, that maybe it was a fling, but they seem,
It's been a while.
you
In fact, wasn't their first meal in Montreal when we got the restaurant
at the
they
restaurant,
went to?
and they said it was business.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was monkey business. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hi, my name is Nicholas Brown, and I'm talking about the Nick Reiner trustee launch investigation. I don't think he should be able to use his trust fund that his parents left for him since he killed him. Now, if he is found not guilty, then yes, he should get it, but it should not be able to be used for his defense.
But it was owed to him before the murders.
It should be frozen in an account where no one can touch it until the outcome of the trial. If he's guilty, then the money should go to his siblings, but if he's
They can't, it's not the law. The trustee was doing somersaults not to give it to him. But the fact is, it's owed to him. It just is. One more.
Hey, I'm comedian Shula King, and I'm talking about the New York Knicks winning the championship. I'm based out of Sumter, South Carolina.
But originally from New York.
No, I am
not.
I just got a bunch of relatives from up there. I think New York deserves this, man. I'm happy for New York. You know what I mean? I've never seen New Yorkers so happy in a long time. I'm happy for Patrick Ewing. Really happy for Spike Lee. It's like I've never seen.
What about Timothy Chalamet?
Well, I mean,
he's new school.
Yeah, whatever.
He hasn't had to suffer as much as the rest.
What do you mean,
He
whatever?
hasn't suffered as long as the rest of it because he hasn't been around that long.
He said he would rather be at the Knicks game than the Oscars.
And good on him. I appreciate that. Listen, I know you said you're a comedian, so I hesitate to ask this, but what do you think of my outfit?
Oh, Lord.
It's terrible. You need
orange and blue.
No, you need to buy another shirt and tie just like that.
No, dude, I got to tell you,
But-
somebody in the office said he looks like he works at A&W Root Beer.
Coming up.
Everybody's getting gussied up for the wedding.
Yes, indeed. Andy Reid was basically confirming he did make the guest list for Taylor and Travis's wedding.
I did not know this was a black tie thing.
I'm just saying something's up.
Be right back.
Everybody's getting gussied up for the wedding.
Yes, indeed. Andy Reid was basically confirming he did make the guest list for Taylor and Travis's wedding. Imagine if his coach didn't get invited.
That's
when they have
either
1,000 guests.
Either a Taylor or somebody's proposing to him.
Yeah, no, it's
I did not know this was a black tie thing. That apparently everybody's gowns and tuxes.
Apparently, yeah.
But
I know what you're saying.
Madison
I know,
Square
Madison
Garden?
Square Garden, 1,000 people, everybody black tie. I'm just saying something's up.
What do you mean?
Something's up.
What does that mean?
You
think maybe they're going somewhere else?
I think Andy Reid is going to be at a different ceremony where they're actually going to get married.
Oh, so maybe they get married a couple of days before with smaller group.
Yep.
And then they have
And
the
then
party
big
at Madison
party
Square
at
Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
Boy, Sherlock, you really Sherlock in orange today, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.